with Prince Bell. We rocking with Keeping It Real Sports, and we gonna be on this. We gonna be on a lot of times. I love the platform. Check in. It's the new wave. Like, follow, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.
Come on. I told you I got you. Wanna talk about his game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Save your boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is, the real sports guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, gon' have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor and it's over. OVA, game over, they don't play. From the fourth quarter to the ninth inning, NASCAR wheels keep spinning. To the 18th hole, he's still in control. Guy on the go. Coach never missing the play, cause he know the deal. This keeping it real. Sports. Come on. Keeping it real. Yeah. Let's go.
Indeed, let's go. Indeed, it is a sort through Saturday right here on the Sports. Keeping the Real Sports. I am your boy, the Real Sports Guy. Thanks for joining me. I got, a lot of things to sort through. Like, did Ryan Day really tell Kyle McCord to get into the transfer portal? Ohio State fans will get into that. Is it time to panic for the Eagles or the Chiefs? Is it time to panic? We'll sort that out. Are the Dallas Cowboys for real this time? We'll sort that out. Who's the real MVP of the league? In the NFL. And then we've had our third NFL coach fired. Brandon Staley gets fired. We'll look back at the Lakers and the Spurs and the Suns. Bradley Beal goes down again. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Draymond Green. I'm not going to even waste it, man. I'm going to get right into it. Bring in my good friend Mortgage Marty Ben. And Marty, man, we got so much to talk about, man. Let's just, run through right off the top. Shohei Otahni, man, he's officially introduced as a Dodger, man. He signs an unprecedented deal, a 10-year, $700 million deal that he gets, man. But he defers a lot of the money, man, allowing the Dodgers to go big fish shopping. They do that. They get Glass now from the Rays, bring him in so they get another top-tier pitcher, man. The rich keep getting richer, man. Is this fair at this point for the Dodgers?
Does it matter if it's fair? It's within the rules. I mean, it makes me mad as a fan because it's not fair. But how long has it been since baseball was fair? How long?
True.
And then once in a while you get like Moneyball happens, and then everybody drinks the Kool-Aid that there's a better way. But at the end of the day, that lasts till those guys get through that first contract, and then they're going to get paid, and they're going to go somewhere else, and then you got to reset the clock. You can't keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's always been about the rich. Sorry.
And the rich keep getting richer. Hey, man, let's look back at last night, man. Let's talk a little bit NBA hoops, man. Well, I have to the first thing I want to do is get your take on Draymond Green and this whole suspension thing, man. My question is, I know he's been suspended indefinite by the NBA, but my question is, what in the hell is indefinite? How many games is indefinite? I mean, at least put a number on that, kind of clear that up, man. I mean, we understand Draymond is Draymond, but, man, give me your take on this thing.
See, I think the wheels came off this cart last year when they didn't do anything with the punch at practice. And now he can do whatever he wants in his head. Yeah. And at the end of the day, when you let somebody run you and there are no rules, this is what happens. And now you got this crazy situation to deal with. And because the team didn't take care of it, the NBA is gonna. And I think he's out of control. I think he's been out of control.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's hard to really justify these actions right here, man. I mean, I don't know where basketball comes into play there, but You know, I mean, I know the NBA was going to come down at some point, but, you know, I mean, at least tell us, you know, something, man.
See, I like indefinite because I think he needs to be put on blast that you can't. I mean, like when he comes back, it's almost zero time. Look, his skills have diminished enough where he's using this to try and get inside people's heads. He's a disruptor mentally now more than he is physically on the court. And I just think I'm actually tired of talking about it. I'm tired of looking at it, and I'm tired of the dumb. I mean, you know, if you're going to hit a man, not this little patty cake. Oh, it's an accident. My elbow just magically spun around. Come on, man. I mean, if you're going to hit him and live with it, right? Get your 10-game suspension, live with it, move on.
Hey, man, speaking of other things, man, hey, man, what did you think? What was your take on Giannis going for 64, but the Pacers, man, holding the ball, man, because their guy scored their first point.
Listen, Giannis is a fool for how he handled. Did you hear what he said after he went in the hallway, lost his mind? I was trying to get the ball because Dame passed Kyle Lowry for fifth on the He actually said he was trying to get the ball for Dame, not for him, and he went off like that trying to get the ball for Dame. And Dame's like, I just care we won. So, I mean, he couldn't even tell the truth about losing his mind. I mean, it's a ball. Figure it out. Somebody can go in the locker room and get. He ain't got to act a fool like that. That's stupid. Stupid.
Yeah, man.
And by the way, when you're the star of that team, can you risk a confrontation in a hallway where you could get hurt, you could get suspended, you could get all those? Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah. I mean,
remember Allen Iverson? We're talking about practice. We're talking about in a tunnel after a game, trying to get a ball.
Right.
On,
trying to get a ball. Yeah.
No.
Right. Hey, man. Look here. Is this thing? Are you starting to get worried about the Suns now? I mean, you know, they played this trio has paid that they're paying top dollar for. Has played a total of 24 minutes together since the season started.
Listen, when you pay people that get hurt all the time, this is what happens. I mean, we've seen it in the NFL. Man, you remember back in the day, Chris Chandler, we used to call him Chris Chandelier. Like, that was his nickname in my head because the dude was always hurt. Like, you can't build a team around people that are always hurt. It's like the Anthony Davis reality at the Lakers. Sooner or later, he's going to tweak something, and it just better not be when it matters, right? It's always a matter of time for certain people before they don't play. And when you put three of them together that have that history, it's a bad idea. It's a horrible idea. It's like Chris Paul, right? At his age, at some time, he's going down. Now, it doesn't matter where he's at today, but I mean, how many years? Dude, I've seen the movie. This is like a Hallmark Christmas special. You know what's going to happen.
True.
No.
True. Yeah.
And they paid all this money, and they're not going to get to the problem. They're not winning the West. They're not. Mark my words. Ain't going to happen.
Okay, so now, hey, man, it's funny that you mentioned Anthony Davis because, man, we got this the other night, man. I mean, we saw Anthony Davis, and it's got to drive Laker fans crazy because of the talent that this guy possesses, man, for him to be I mean, he takes games off like in the game. Now, I call him half man, half a season. You know, and that's kind of what you're going to get. But when you got this, man, undeniable talent right here, man. I mean, this guy is undeniable, man. He puts up 30 or 7 the other night against Victor Wembanyama. But, I mean, he can't play back-to-back games, man. You know, so last night, it's LeBron's turn who sat the game out the night before, 2 nights before. Vassal night tonight, man. Couldn't open up our mics, man, throughout that video right there, man. But it was a Devin Vassal night, man. I mean, man, when Devin Vassal comes to play, man, the Spurs are a different kind of team, man. We need a point guard, man, period, end of story. But I like the tenacity that the Spurs played with last night. Did you get a chance to catch the game?
I did not. I saw a bunch of the highlights this morning, and, you know, again, I just think they're 2 or 3 years from being a complete team. They're going to have another good draft pick this year. Go get themselves a point guard, like you said. And at some point in time, people are going to want to be around that young talent, and that team's going to fill out. Whether Pop's there long-term or not, he's the right man for this job, grooming him, I think, because he's going to make you fundamentally sound because he's not putting up with anything else. I think long-term, they're in great shape. I think short-term, you're just going to have to live with the ups and downs, and they're going to have games like last night where they surprise everybody. But night in, night out, they're not a team that can compete because, like, they don't have it. They can't hardly get the ball up the court sometimes. And
that's
darn sure in a half-court set, it's hard. That's why I didn't watch last night, because I figured it was going to be another beatdown, because they get in a half-court set, it's hard to watch. I mean, there's just too much standing around. The motion's not right. It's hard to watch.
It's not the half-court sets. It's getting the ball into the half-court. I mean, they want to make the spectacular pass instead of making just the simple pass. And that's what drives me crazy watching this thing. You know, I mean, these guys, when they start running, I mean, hell, we get it. They're young, they're youthful. I get all of that. But, man, let's sometimes slow it down and make the right play. That's what they did last night. And you saw it from the start. They were locked in. It was good to see. And I saw it, honestly, in the fourth quarter of the last game where they outscored the Lakers 42-25 in that fourth quarter. You know, so I kind of saw that building in, man. But hey, big up to them, man. Let's talk a little college football. Okay, all right. So, man, look here. Let's get into this. You know, college football playoff, man. When you look at this thing, man, I mean, you know, this game, man, is becoming more and more spicy to me. The Michigan-Alabama thing, man, that thing is becoming a little bit more spicy the closer it gets to it. You know, and the team that everybody seems to be sleeping on, to me, is the Washington Huskies, man. Give me your thoughts.
Well, I love Nick Saban getting a little mental game with Harbaugh, hiring the ex-coach. I mean, I laughed so hard when I read that. I was like, that seemed like a Saban thing, doesn't it? Just one more way to get inside somebody's head.
Yes, sir.
And you know, Michigan fans, please understand, I'm a Big Ten guy through and through, so I'm going to cheer for Michigan to beat Alabama because, you know, I just hate the SEC. I just do. So even though it's hard to cheer for Michigan, I will. But you've got to beat somebody important to go to the next level. So they have to win this game legacy-wise. It just has to be done. And you're completely right. I think sleeping on Washington's a mistake. They can score at any point on anyone, so you better bring it.
Mm-hmm. Amen. And then the What About Us Bowl. I mean, you know, Florida State, you know, you left out, man. First off, man, I don't think it was a travesty, man. You know, I mean, you go back to your quarterback. And Marty, what I really want you to look at, not is the ankle that we got circled there, but I want you to look at the score at the time that happened, man, and the team that they were playing. They were playing North Alabama, not Alabama Crimson Tide. We're talking about the directional school. And why on God's green earth are you down 13-0 at any point at home against North Alabama? That's why you're sitting at home looking at the Orange Bowl. And if you really, really want to stick it in our face, then go out there and beat the Georgia Bulldogs. Period. Stop.
Yeah, look, I think the CFP has gotten a lot of raspberries for something that's not their fault. Next year, none of this happens, right? And by the way, this is the first time it's ever happened. It's also going to be the last dang time it ever happens, because next year we get 12, right? So why are we – I mean, why can't we just all nod our heads and say it was bound to happen at some point, and the fact that it happened the last year makes one. And by the way, what do you always say about the money?
Hey, look.
Listen, so what conference makes the least money?
The ACC.
So what if a conference is going to get hosed? Who's going to get? Because wait, Texas next year is what school? What kind of school?
Oh, SEC. Oh,
okay. And Washington next year is what kind of school?
Big Ten.
So you basically have 2 Big Ten teams and 2 SEC teams playing in a. I just want to be follow. If somebody's going to get railed, it's going to be the one making the least cash. Sorry, fans. That's just a fact. Get over it. It's okay. Get over it.
Say it out loud. We're talking about a 14 playoff, and we're talking about a Power 5. Say it out loud. It's objective.
No, it's subjective. It's always been subjective.
Yeah, thank you. That's what I meant. Hey, man. So that gets me to Buckeye fans and the showdown, man. Yeah, here we go, man. Ryan Day. Man, I think has been getting a bum deal because a lot of people think that he forced Kyle McCord's hand. Contrary to popular belief, man, I think it was the other way around. Kyle McCord wants guarantees that he really wasn't going to get at Ohio State. So hit the transfer portal. You and Julian Fleming, and my reports are telling me Fleming is getting ready to go to Penn State. So you want to take your beating, well, then you can take your beating like a man next year, buddy. That's how I feel about that.
He could go to Penn State. He could be the leading receiver in bubble screens in the history of college football because they don't throw the ball more than 4 yards down the dang field.
And he gonna drop that. He's a drop pass guy. And so, Buckeyes seem to be really cool with this quarterback situation. Lincoln Kinos, could he be the quarterback in waiting for Ohio State? Well, we heard Marvin Harrison Sr. talking about him. Or do they go out and get, we know Aaron Nolan is on his way, the freshman quarterback, but it's hard to see Ryan Day really turning over the reins to a redshirt quarterback. The whole thing is, it's interesting to me. And then the $1 million question: is this the last image that we'll see of Marvin Harrison at Ohio State?
Buddy, let's just say this: it's not $1 million question. It's not a $5 million question. I think it's north of a $20 million question because I think if he comes back, I believe he could get north of $20 million in NIL money to come back. Now, as a rookie wide receiver, and by the way, I think Travion can get north of $7 or $8 million to come back. So if the two of them come back, they could get $20 to $30 million to come back and play. Now, is either of them as a rookie in the NFL going to get that kind of money?
No.
Okay, so when we say it's changed things, it hasn't just changed where people go or the transfer portal. It's made it a real decision now. Because when you were getting paid chump change and a stipend and some good food and maybe a couple cheerleaders, that was fun, but that wasn't worth staying for, buddy. The minute you were eligible, you were gone. Now you're turning down real. I mean, what's his name say about it's $1 million minimum to get a decent quarterback to even look at you in the transfer portal, and it's several million to get. Buddy, that's many of those guys transfer around are not going to ever get that in the NFL, right? Many of them are going to be practice squad quarterbacks. So there's a real incentive now for guys that Sam Hartman. Come on. Sam Hartman might have made more in college, right? Than he'll ever make an NFL quarterback. I just want to be clear that Sam Hartman might have had his highest paying year last year, right? Come on.
But what it takes, Marty, is the competitive nature away. Because, see, when you got guys asking for guarantees, that's telling me that you don't want competition, man. And, you're looking for guarantees. And then when I hear Fryer, the big lineman, Josh Fryer from Ohio State, saying how he frowns upon the transfer portal because, man, I worked hard to be a starter in college football, and you got guys, man, that wants to be guaranteed. I'll come to your campus, man. You may not be as good as the guy that's already there. I mean, how can I guarantee you that?
Or the next man up, right? I mean, come on. Every year we find guys that, all of a sudden got a little stronger, got a little faster, got to work in the weight room, ate right, did the right things, and they're killing to take somebody's job, right? Something's got to change. I don't even know what it is, but this is going to get weirder and weirder, and the game ain't the same anymore. That's all I'm going to say.
It ain't the same, man. Hey, man, let's talk a little bit NFL. Oh, man, hey, man, the shoe is starting to drop for coaches in the NFL, man. We saw Brandon Staley. We saw them get pummeled. 42 points in the first half, man, unprecedented. They asked him, did they think after the Dame in his press conference, did you think you should be the head coach? His answer was, yes, I think I should. No, we think you shouldn't. I've never seen a coach get fired at halftime. Marty, Brandon Staley literally got fired at halftime of that game. They told him to clear out his locker, man. You got your hat, get your coat, get on out of here.
I can't believe it lasted this long. That dude, I mean, he's just a weird dude, and he did stuff that makes no sense. I mean, come on, he lost a playoff game in Jacksonville. Flat out, he's responsible for them losing that game in Jacksonville last year. And if they win that game, who knows what they could do. I mean, this is long overdue. And the GM is saying, see ya.
Yeah, see ya. Yeah, see you. Wouldn't want to be you. Hey, man, let me ask you, is it time to panic for the Chiefs or the Eagles? Now, the Chiefs, we saw Sunday where literally the officials made Mahomes turn into my Arnold. Is it time for them to panic? I mean, man, one play, man, it always seems to be a knucklehead, and it seems to be Kadarius Toney seems to be the knucklehead that's always, we've seen this look from him. How many times this year? Well, too many times if you're a Chiefs fan. Is it time to panic if you're the Chiefs?
Well, let's talk. You mentioned MVP. So Tyreek not being on that team clearly is different. They can't find a speed guy who's electric, so they got to put this knucklehead out there because they don't really have any other options, right? So at the end of the day, you know, I mean, look, they throw the ball to the backs in little swing routes and little wheel routes all the time because they're just telling receivers to run guys off so they can try and make plays underneath and then get Travis Kelce the dang ball. It's a dangerous situation because you can probably play all their wideouts man, and that really tightens up all the windows. I think they're in trouble this year. I really do.
Ooh, okay. Hey man, that gets me to my $1 million question. Are the Dallas Cowboys for real? Are they for real? I mean, can we buy stock in this time, Marty? Marty, can we buy stock in this?
Listen to me. What does it say underneath my dang name? Be very careful about drinking on that Kool-Aid yet. A couple things to note. First of all, the Cowboys always break my heart in the playoffs. It's 20 years running. That's what they do. That's who they are. So until they win, till they get to the Super Bowl, I'm not doing it. The second thing is, does it not terrify you that the kicker hasn't missed anything all year? Do you remember Minnesota, the year Minnesota's undefeated, and the kicker hasn't missed all year, and they got the game-winning field goal, and then he finally – buddy, I'm praying he clunks one. You know, please miss one before it met. Like, I almost tell him, just aim 2 yards left so you ain't perfect, so that Tony Romo or some other goofball doesn't say he hasn't missed all year, and it's like a 36-yarder, and then he shanks it, and then I got to hit the bourbon bottle with a straw because that's how it usually goes when a Cowboys fan. So I don't know. But here's the other deal. You know, if Diggs isn't hurt and Van Der Esch isn't hurt, then maybe I say yes, because I still think that defense has weaknesses that good teams and good coaches will expose when they need to. And by the way, you're going to have to get through Kyle Shanahan's offense at some point in the playoffs. And then you got McCaffrey. And, buddy, you want a team that really terrifies me to play? And you're going to go to San Francisco at this point, right? If you're Dallas, you're going to have to go on the road to San Francisco and win a playoff game.
Well, hey, let's talk MVPs, man. I mean, my guy, is Dak really MVP material? That's my question.
Look, again, I know it's a regular season award, but until you win those playoff games, no. I know that's stupid to say, but that's how I feel. No. Oh, man. And I love watching him right now. He's doing everything he's supposed to do. He and Mike McCarthy are on the same page, but no, he's not the MVP. Maybe.
Well, if he's not the MVP, then this guy has to be the MVP.
Yeah, but does it have to be a quarterback? Does it have to be a quarterback? And can we actually talk about Tyreek Hill and CMC? Can we?
Well, the reason that I'm not going to really look at Miami and Tyreek Hill is for the fact that once I watched the Titans totally undress the Miami Dolphins on national TV. Everything is on timing. The Tyreek Hill timing and his speed and everything. And once they disrupted that timing, by knocking him out of the damn game, then it changed everything. It showed me that they were one-dimensional. So then that really, man, I saw Lamar Jackson up close and personal with all four of my eyes. And I'm going to tell you, Marty, I haven't had that feeling that I got, the electric feeling, since I watched and sat in the stand watching Barry Sanders. This is Barry Sanders taking a damn snap from center every time, man. It's not fair. It's not fair because you will have this guy dead to right, and he just makes plays.
Well, and there's one thing that's back this year that disappeared the last two. I remember 3-4 years ago when he had his MVP campaign. My sons and I are watching the opening. I think it was Monday night or Sunday night, opening weekend. And he 3 or 4 times hit that seam route where he threw it on a dime right behind the linebacker's ear hole where only his guy can get it. And then the safety, and I said, well, then you're done. Because now the linebackers can't creep up and spy him, right? So if the linebackers got to sit back there and respect it, you cannot defend him when he's able to make that throw. It cannot be done because you can't spy just one guy and get one guy ain't getting him on the ground. No, it's not going to happen.
I've seen it. I saw it.
Well, so how many teams how many college teams run the read option? Even some pro teams run the read option just to get man on man. I'm telling you, you cannot man on him and get him on the ground. It can't be done. So, and when he can throw like that, dude, you can't defend. It is defenseless. You are defenseless. Now, just remember, early in the year, though, they had that other problem. And if that creeps back, then the team that will beat the Ravens is the Ravens because they will get stupid penalties and they will turn the ball over sometimes.
Turn the ball over and drop the football. Drop the football. If they could catch the football, they'd be undefeated.
Drops, holding penalties, and turnovers. I think the only team in the AFC that beats the Ravens in the playoffs is a self-destruction from their offense because they go back to some of their bad habits. Like you said, wide receiver, big game, all of a sudden he's, got a little spaghetti hands and it just comes, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, man, here's my top 5 teams this week. Man, I got the Miami Dolphins, man. You talk about Tyreek Hill, man. The thing that concerns me is, man, how they were undressed. But, man, they are very creative, man, offensively. Number 4, the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Okay, I know they lost to the Cowboys, and I know they lost to the 49ers. But just because they lost to the Niners and the Cowboys, don't think you can do it to them. Trust me. The number 3 team is, the Dallas Cowboys because they are playing good football, man. I am, man, selling what Dak is buying. I'm buying what Dak is selling right now. I like the Cowboys. Number 2, I saw it with my own eyes, man. The Baltimore Ravens. And the number 1 team is the team that I can't wait to Christmas Day to see. That's my Christmas Day present. The San Francisco 49ers against the Baltimore Ravens on Christmas Day. I can't wait for that. Marty, when I get to my pick 6, man, and I've been picking nothing but winners, man. I'm picking 70% winners this year, man. That's what we're giving out. 70% winners, man. This week, man, we're looking at backup quarterback Saturday. We're looking at backup quarterback Saturday. Your best bets, man. Man, hey, look, I understand that Joe Burrow isn't playing. I get all of that. But they are good enough. Jake Browning is good enough. Do you realize Jake Browning has put up 34 points in his last 3 contests, man? He's going to do it again today. I like the Bengals today. 24-13. Give me the Bengals. And this is a sneaky good game today. Man, I'm going to be dialed into this one at 4 o'clock. Colts against Steelers. Man, the Steelers, again, another battle of backup quarterbacks. I just like Gardner Minshew because I don't think the Steelers will be able to score that much to beat the Colts. I like them. They've been averaging 27 points a game. I think they'll get 27 today. So I'm going with...
Steve, that's an elimination game, really, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is.
So that's a game that actually matters. I mean, in my opinion, the loser of that game is probably... maybe not totally eliminated, but is out of the playoffs.
Yeah. You got to start hoping for things.
Yeah. I mean, you got to pray for a lot of weird stuff to happen.
Right. Hey, look here. the Rams against the Commanders. Look, Marty, I know that the Rams lost last week on the road, man, in the rain, but I like them this week, man. I like the Rams and over the Commanders 30-24.
Well, here's the thing. If you got the Rams defense in your fantasy league, because Sam Hartman does one thing. He likes to get tackled for sacks. I mean, it's just what he does.
Look here, the game of the week. It's got to be the Bills and the Cowboys, man. The one thing about the Cowboys, man, are averaging 40 points a game on the road, but at home. But on the road, you have to manage your R. You're averaging just over 20 points on the road. Problem is, this game is on the road. Man, the Bills are playing for their life. That's the only reason I'm going to give them this one. I like the Bills this week. 31.
I agree. 27. Dallas doesn't run the ball well enough right out of the gate. It's going to be cold. You're playing on the road in a cold environment. Parsons is a little dinged up. And Buffalo talk about elimination game. Dallas is okay either way. This is an elimination game if you're the Bills.
Right.
So you're going to see everything they have and some more stuff. Josh Allen might run for 150 yards, by the way.
Yeah. And, hey, look here. The Baltimore Ravens travel to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. This is not a good time to be taking on the Ravens if you're the Jaguars. You're trying to get healthy. You just come off a loss. You're trying to find your footing. This is not the week to be trying that. Man, give me the Ravens on the win on the road, 26-23.
I'm wondering where Trevor Lawrence finishes the year, because he's been up and down more than, burpees. I don't know. It's a weird thing with him right now. So I like that pick.
And then my lock of the week. Oh man, I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to go into Lambeau. I like Baker Mayfield. We got to show Jordan a little bit of love, but I like the connection that he's found with the tight end Cotton. It has been really working for these guys. Man, the defense is playing well, and I just think
Steve, you're normally very, very smart man, but have you seen historically the record of Florida teams up north in open air stadiums in December?
Understood, but this is not your normal December. It's going to be in the 40s.
Buddy, when you get hit in the middle of the first quarter and it hurts till the middle of the third quarter on a play that you normally bounce right back, it's just different now. I can't.
I sat outside in Baltimore last Sunday, and I was sweating. It's not that cold out there. Just saying.
Buddy, what's it gonna be? Mid 40s. All right, mid 40s. All right, I'm gonna back off, but it's no.
Yes.
Green Bay wins the game.
Okay.
And by the way, does Baker Mayfield always do this where he puts a little run together so that he can get the next job? And he always does this stuff, doesn't he? He's like the Matt Flynn. He's like modern day Matt Flynn, where he does these little weird things so he gets the next chance. It's a strange reality for him.
Yeah, man. Yeah. The guy has a million lives, man. He just keeps.
Baker the Cat. That's what we'll call him from now on. Baker the Cat Mayfield. Felix Mayfield. So there you go, man. Hey, man, look, we got a big day of football right here.
I will be giving you the new poll, really, the college basketball poll coming up. Wait a couple of weeks because, man, this is a big college basketball day. The Buckeyes take on UCLA later on today. Can't wait to see that, how the young Buckeyes come after a tough loss this week, how they bounce back. But I really like what that young team is doing. So I'm interested to see how they fare against UCLA in the non-conference. The last non-conference game before the conference play heats up, ratchets it up for the new year. So for Marty B, and I'm your boy, the Real Sports Guy, make sure you like and subscribe. And I know a lot of you people watch it on my personal Facebook page, but if you can go to the Keeping It Real Sports Network Facebook page like and subscribe there. Kind of push that up for me and help me out there. And then my people that watch over on YouTube, you know, hey, y'all just keep doing what you're doing, man. Hey, man, thanks for everything. Make sure you like and you subscribe. And when you comment, tell us where you're from so we can let everybody know where we're from. We know Kansas City checked in, man. Much love to Kansas City. And my people in Kansas City and my people in Mississippi for checking in. So, man, all over. Marty is in the Bahamas right now. So, man, we worldwide doing this thing, man. Just bringing you all of the sports news, man. So, for Marty, man, I'm your boy, the Real Sports Guy. Until next time, wish you love and peace. Chuck them deuces.
Come on. I told you I got you. Wanna talk about his game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Safe boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is, the Real Sports Guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, don't have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OVA.